Now I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I wasn't really gonna do this pack opening. Reason why, in case you missed the volume, 3 came out. We did have, the Alabama GOAT Tua Tagovailoa, but all the other cards were, but there are like 2, 3, maybe 4 cards that still go above 300K. I think it's about 18,000 training. We're going to rip packs. I was going to save it for Ultimate Alumni, but we're probably going to do an Ultimate Alumni video anyway. I got all this training for about 750K, so that's what we got to try to make back. So we still have Minka, who's close to 400K, Derwin, who's over 400K. You have the new Christian Wilkins, who's 300K. Tua is 300K as well. So there are still a couple, in case you missed it, players that are kind of glitchy. But obviously you can pull an 85, which could be hell. But we're going to see if we can make it happen. And then obviously 83s are like 40K as well. So hit the like button, drop a sub. Like I said, about an 18K in case you missed it. Volume 3 pack opening. You guys should be seeing this on Thursday. And then we're going to get into an Ultimate Alumni pack opening on Friday, which are probably my favorite to open. But last week with In Case You Missed, we had a crazy walk-off with Minka. Let's see if we can duplicate that. So appreciate all the love and support. We're so close to 10K and making that happen, and I couldn't do that without y'all. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey, and we been through it all. Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, check the score. No, I'm balling on niggas.
All right, I lied. About 16K, but we can round up to 18K. Now, as always, when I do my openings, I start off with a recruit bundle. About time you guys seen this, you should see either a YouTube short or TikTok short of a crazy pull I got out of one. Absolutely, probably one of the better pulls you can get without pulling LTD, not to spoil anything or anything of that nature, or a high end card. But I always like to open up a recruit bundle. Now I have all these silvers and all these golds in my binder. Eventually I'm gonna have to go through and exchange up, just not now. But I like opening these things. I really do. 15K, it's a low risk, high reward. At worst, you probably lose 7 to 8K if you go through and sell everything. I'm okay with that, with a chance. If you guys seen my video earlier this week, I pulled Von Miller out of the recruit bundle, which is a guaranteed 350, 60, 70K. So it was a W. It was an absolute W. So generally, I do cook out of these. Obviously, you're not going to cook every time, but you're playing a numbers game. 4 of these recruit bundles are only 60K. Now, I know early on in Madden or college football or cut, 60K is a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. If you spend about an hour on auction house or something, or even play some solos or stuff, you can get all American seasons, for example. You can get that 60K back in no matter of time. So, and now that right guard may have a little bit of value. I'm not entirely sure, because usually linemen have a little bit more value than other cards, and he doesn't. So like I said, we probably lost 10K there. What of it, right? But what we're here to do, training. Now, and like I did with the conference story pack, we're going to open up the In Case You Missed It pack. It's 20 packs that we have. We technically have 21. So 21 packs. We're going to see if we can make our coins back. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get it. Let's absolutely get it and see if we can make it happen, man. These have been suspect, to say the least. So like I said, last week we were saved with the walk-off pull. Now, I don't know why, in case you missed it, there's no LTDs. I'm actually I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I noticed that in case you missed it, there's no LTDs. Why? I'm not entirely sure. Now, as always, I'm not going to sell this stuff today. That's an 83 W. I am going to sell it on Monday when the objectives reset. Because when the objectives reset, the 80s go up to about, as we get, this is a guaranteed big animation. Not ideal. It's about 150. Oh, he's down. Wow. 120K. Okay, not what you want to see. You want to see the big animation, but you want to see, some bigger pulls than that. But like I was saying, the 80s usually on Monday go up from 10K to 17 to 20K. So that's what we do. We wait till Monday, and then we sell all, and we do the same process again. So Monday is usually a nice stimulus check for me. Usually anywhere between 500K to $1 million, depending on how many of these 80s from In Case You Missed It in conference story, because those are the 2 objectives that get reset on Monday. So usually what I do is they usually get reset on the objectives usually come out about 7 a.m. Eastern time. And we're talking about in the morning. I usually set my cards up on the auction house for an hour, about an hour before that. So that way, when the objectives reset and people got to go out and buy them, my cards will be sitting there at the, 10th minute or whatever, and they will see those first. So that's what we're doing. 82 Nick Martin. I think thus far we've probably made maybe about 200K back. Not entirely sure. Like I said, it's hard to gauge right now because I'm going to sell these things on Monday. Now I wonder if this right tackle was a little bit more expensive, because right tackle was a scarce position. 20K. Again, those go up as well. Usually 82s can go up to around 30K on that date. Don't understand why when people can just buy the 80s, but it's happened 2 weeks in a row. So we move. We absolutely move with that. So right now we're getting cooked. We're halfway through right now. We've gotten one big Tim Jernigan pool. So is that how we're going to end? That's an 83 maybe? 82 Malik Hairston. But if you do get the animation, it's a guaranteed 85 plus. So that's a W, because with this, there's no the 83s are generally that animation and not the, I call it make it shake and smoke animation. So now I wonder if they're going to add more animations, or if all animations are just going to be like these are, Now 82s aren't bad, again, because like I said, they can go up to 20 to 30K. Well, they're automatically 20K now, but they can go up to 30K. But I mean, Maxwell Hairston, bro, what do you have on me? Like, why? Why? That's all I can ask, is why me? But dog, I thought it was going to be another Maxwell Hairston. I was going to lose my freaking mind. So we're going to open up 20 of these packs and not get a big pull. That's okay. We're going to lose quite a bit on this opening, but we can make it back. Gauntlet, cut champs, we can make it back without a shot of a doubt. Not too really worried about that. Coins come and go. 83 Quentin Cooley, but like I said, we can always make it back. That's the beauty about this game, and why I do like doing these, because I can make these coins back at no problem. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease. Back-to-back 83s is a W. We have 2 more packs. We walked off last week. Can we walk off this week? Yes, no, maybe so. Yikes, that's not good. And last pack magic, 20 packs only received 1 big animation. Is kind of an L. This is why I wanted to wait till Ultimate Alumni, but we came, we saw, we did not conquer. As always, let's check the rundown here. So we go to right there. So I don't know how much these 83s are going for. Last time I checked, it was around 40K. They could have dropped as well, because the In Case You Missed It are not that desirable. Yeah, around 40K. You can definitely get 40K out of them. So let me check the 83s we got for 40K. And like I said, with the 82s and 80s and 81s, I usually wait to sell those on Monday, because Monday is when you get the most value out of those. And we got 383, so that's 160K. I think we checked Timmy Jernigan and he was like 120. So that's around 280. Yeah, around 120. Probably can get more out of him if I wait, but we'll say 120. So that's around 280. And then like I said, the 80s, we'll count those as 20K, because like I said, I know I can sell them for 20K. I've done it for 2 weeks. So 80s will count for 20K, and you can kind of count 81s at 20K as well. So that's another 120K from 280. That's up to 400. We can count the 81s. We can count those at 20K as well, because they all rise up on Monday. So that's another 60K. So we're at 460. And 82s, I'm going to count those at like 25K, even though I know they can get up to 30K. I feel better count them at 25K. They're about 20K right now, but for what I sell them at on a Monday, they're a little bit higher than that. So that's another 6 times 20, 150. So we made about 550 back, roughly out of 750K when it comes to Monday. Not too bad. If we would have had one more pool, if this was a Tua or a Derwin or a Minka, we could have been great. But we took an L, but that's all right. Like I said, it's a minor L, 200K. We'll definitely make it back. I'm not worried about it whatsoever. It's just knowing when to sell these things. So I have a bunch in my binder. You've probably seen with the conference story. So we'll be all right. Appreciate you boys. Tomorrow, Ultimate Alumni. We should see reveals tonight. And it should be the Good Morning Madden or the college football version of in the morning. So we will see those cards, and hopefully, we can come back tomorrow and actually cook. I'm out. Deuces.